So this is the final version of the rulebook for the Forgotten Road, which I found quite lacking because it says here that you can score, but it doesn't give a space for scoring, no table. So let's check with what I made. So this is the last version. Always use versioning. The components are how to identify them. The problem is that the cards have mix up of plural and singular. So let me check or show you rather. Here it is called item, and here it is called road, and here it is called dungeon, and road boss and hero, but here it is called actions. Now there are two ways to fix it. That is to erase from all the actions cards in the game the letter S to make it action again, because it should have been action in the first place. The back of the card refers to the card, not the deck. So it makes no sense to have it in multiples. For example, if you say then the actions deck, it feels just very unnatural. But nevertheless, I use that for backwards compatibility. So yeah, I kept this the same, and the victory conditions were missing, at least not on the correct place. They should follow immediately after the synopsis. In modern games, you win if you defeat the dungeon boss. You lose if all the heroes are incapacitated. You lose if you run out of action cards. And these are immediate. Maybe I should add these are immediate or something. This document was optimized for printing on A5, so that's why it may look a little weird, because I took it to show it better in on the screen like so. So your heroes start the game ready and with full health. This was missing from the rulebook. It's quite important. You may use the special ability at any time. I made this bold because it's very easy to forget, especially on your first attempt. And the rest was just moving the things about in a more logical fashion. Boss card anatomy. Maybe I'll put that on later, but anatomy should be ideally in the front part of a rulebook. The fail consequence icon is what you suffer on failing either a descent or a travel test. This is pretty important, because otherwise you would be looking at the rulebook, which of the consequences apply to what to your current test. And this is a set of sequence of actions that was in the rulebook, but I numbered them because they are numbered things that you do. And here's the final thematic. Let me zoom out a little bit. So defeat that boss, that dungeon boss, to free your captured companion and you in the game. I added, as I said, difficulty mode during the game setup, because you decide upfront beforehand for the entire game. Very easy, normal, hard, and or legendary. And as you can see, it's far easier to read because it's a serif font. In this case, it is Bookman old style, but doesn't really matter which font you use. This is just much better to read. I wrote out the table setup. It's actually it was suggested already a lot of steps in the black version, but in this version it's even more steps. But for every step, you immediately see, depending on the difficulty that you chose, how to modify it. For example, for very easy or easy, use 4 hero cards because yeah, you will drain them if you're not careful or skilled. Maybe I'm just stupid and not skilled in this game, but I haven't seen anyone win this game on YouTube. Draw 6 cards from the road deck. Very easy. 4 cards. Easy 5 cards. And hard 7 cards. The road deck is how many roads parts you have to survive before you encounter the road boss. So less cards is easier because your heroes are less exhausted, but there's also less opportunity to use the merchant to buy potions to survive the dungeon part, for example. So it's a bit of a mixed blessing. I also specify that that's face down above the Lux card. Place the dice and tokens within easy reach. Draw from the shuffled dungeon deck the top 6 or hard top 7. Place them face down to the right of the road deck. It was vague in the original setup near the road deck, and it wasn't really clear. This was unmodified. Also some extra steps. For hard version, remove the top 2 cards from the actions deck. As I discussed, it should be here. And for legendary, the top 4 action cards. Then 14, put 2 merchant tokens nearby. Hard, only 1 merchant token or above. You start with 0 gold. For very easy, you start with 3 gold. The game is ready to begin. Turn overview. I also renamed the terms here. Fill your hand to your hand limit of 5, but very easy is 6. That means for easy it is 5, and all other versions. And for the other parts, there was a lot of repetition of this hand limit of 5 in the original rulebook, and I replaced everything with a reference to the limit. You should know what limit you play with. Then I renamed the move skill check into descent skill check, because you descend from top part of location. Let me show location. For example, you have this. You descend from your pawn from top part to the bottom part, and to be able to descend successfully, you have to pass this skill check on the right, and then you do the fight action. The fight action is unmodified. To try to match this 9, for example, here. Then to draw the next location card and the travel skill test. the travel skill test is an actual thematic, more apt word, because you travel your pawn from here to here, and whenever you enter here, you draw another card to match up the icons in the middle, and then you decide on the merchant and rest. Okay, so I wrote out exhausted, incapacitated, much more complete. What revive is, the symbology is the same. Action cards, the descent check. I've rewritten a little bit, but the basic gist is the same. The die phases was a separate chapter, and here I just put it in the descent check, because that is what you do the first time. You roll the dice only at the descent check, so it should be here because it's not used anywhere else. Then the consequences. And the nice thing is that you always fail forward, so you pay consequences, but you continue on the road. A little bit bruised, a little bit battered. Fight check. Yeah, I split out because here to pass the fight check, discard from your hand enough actions cards whose fight points at least add up to its health. So I made this caps lock because that is the actual word on the item. This is for no wait. That's an, let's see. Yeah, for example, you have an actions card, and it has a move in caps lock, and it has an fight in caps lock, plus the yeah, some icon that you can also use. So I made it clear when you can use what. That's better.